Stop scrolling, chosen one. Right now, before the next breath you take, something is shifting in the unseen world, and it is moving directly toward you. I am not exaggerating. I am not making this dramatic for views. Something that has been quietly working behind the curtain of your life is about to step into plain sight. And when it does, every lonely night, every unanswered prayer, every door that slammed in your face will finally make sense. Brace yourself, because a powerful person is preparing to make you an offer that will change the entire direction of your story. And the strangest part of all of it is that you already felt it coming. You felt it this week, didn't you? Something inside your chest whispered that something was about to happen. You could not explain it. You could not prove it to anyone. But every single time you tried to speak, the words felt heavier than usual. Every single time you prayed, the prayer felt like it landed somewhere real. There is a reason you are hearing this message right now. It is not a coincidence that your thumb landed on this video. It is not random that you decided to read these words at this exact second. God has been preparing you for a season that is about to open, and this recording is the confirmation that you did not imagine the feeling. You were never crazy. You were never too sensitive. You were chosen, and the proof is the very fact that this sentence is the one that is making you nod. Listen carefully, chosen one, because what I am about to say next is something most people will never be told. Somewhere in your life, someone powerful has been watching. Not the casual watching of a stranger, not the polite curiosity of someone passing by. I mean a deliberate, intentional, divine kind of observation, the kind of watching that only happens when heaven has decided to mark a soul. This person did not arrive by accident. They did not stumble across your story. They were sent. They were drawn. They were positioned. And the timing of their appearance is not luck. It is orchestration. And the offering they are about to bring to you carries the fingerprints of God all over it. Type 777 if you trust God's timing, because what is coming is going to arrive right on time, not a second early and not a second late. You may have noticed that the last few weeks have felt strangely heavy. You may have noticed that certain relationships quietly walked away. You may have noticed that certain opportunities closed. Even though they made perfect sense on paper, that was not punishment. That was pruning. That was God removing everything that would have blocked the offer that is now on its way. He had to make room. He had to clear the lane. He had to quiet the distractions so that when this powerful person finally arrived, you would not be too distracted to recognize them. And that is exactly what is happening. The season of fog is ending. The season of recognition is beginning. You are waking up inside a moment you were literally born to meet. Now here is where it gets intense. Not every chosen one receives this kind of offer. Most people live their entire lives waiting for someone powerful to see them, and it never comes. They post. They pray. They apply. They audition. They show up. They hope. And nothing. But you are different. You are one of the few who carried a quiet fire inside them through every silent season, and because you never let that fire die, heaven has decided to answer it in a way that you cannot deny. A powerful person is about to step forward and make you an offer that will feel almost insane, because it will be far above anything you believed was possible for yourself. That is how divine offers always feel. They feel insane because they are far larger than the small cage your mind built around your future. You may be asking, what kind of offer? And that is the question that should make you cry and smile at the same time, because the answer is layered. It is not one thing. It is a door. It is a window. It is a partnership, a platform, a calling, a relocation, a healing, a reconciliation, a revelation, or a financial shift that carries with it an assignment. The offer is not just about you receiving. The offer is about what you will become the moment you say yes. Receptive vessels are rare. Most people say yes to comfort. Heaven is looking for someone who will say yes to purpose, and that someone is you. Comment, amen, if you feel chosen, because what I am telling you is not hype, it is alignment. I want you to think back for a moment. Think back to the version of you that existed 5 years ago. That version was softer, or maybe that version was broken. That version was quieter, or maybe that version was louder than they needed to be just to be heard. Either way, you had no idea why certain doors kept closing. You had no idea why certain people kept leaving. You had no idea why the nights felt so long, even when nothing had visibly gone wrong. And now, looking from where you are sitting today, you can almost see the outline of the reason. Every closed door was a redirected arrow. Every leaving person was a season ending. Every long night was a forge. And what you are carrying in your spirit right now is a refined version of yourself that the old you would not recognize. And that refinement is exactly what qualifies you to receive what is coming. This is your confirmation, chosen one. The fact that you have read this far is confirmation. The fact that something inside you keeps whispering yes is confirmation. The fact that you cannot shake this video off is confirmation. Heaven does not waste words on people who were never meant to hear them. If these sentences are landing, it is because they were written into your story long before you ever pressed play. You did not find this video. This video was carried to you by the same invisible hand that has been carrying your entire life. Now let me speak to something deeper, something tender. I know you have been tired. I know there were mornings when you woke up and had to pretend everything was fine. I know there were evenings when you thanked God out loud and cried quietly at the same time, because your faith was real, but your weariness was real too. I know that some of you reading these words right now are carrying a kind of lonely that no one around you can see. You smile at work. You show up for your family. You do the right thing again and again. And in the silence of your own heart you have whispered, God, do you still see me? Yes, He still sees you. And that powerful person who is about to arrive is one of the ways He is answering that whisper in a language your circumstances cannot deny. Even in your hardest moments, you kept going. Even when the diagnosis came. Even when the money ran out. Even when the people you loved the most could not love you the way you needed. Even when the dream felt like it was dying. You kept walking. You kept praying. You kept holding something invisible. And that invisible thing was your assignment. Chosen ones are not chosen because they were perfect. They are chosen because they were stubborn enough to keep carrying the fire when no one else could see the smoke. Type yes if this speaks to your spirit, because heaven is listening right now. Let me describe what is about to happen so clearly that your spirit has no choice but to prepare for it. In the days or weeks ahead, someone of authority, someone with reach, someone with resources, someone with a platform, or someone with a key will enter your atmosphere. They may already be near. They may already be watching your work. They may already be rehearsing the conversation they are about to have with you. They will approach you with an offer, and at first your mind will try to talk you out of it. Your mind will say, it is too good, it is too fast, it is too risky. That is the enemy of your small thinking trying to survive. Because the moment you say yes, the small thinking loses its grip on your future, and that is terrifying to every limiting voice inside your head. But chosen ones do not live by small thinking. Chosen ones live by obedient faith, and obedient faith says yes before the math makes sense. The offer will not just be about money, although money may be part of it. The offer will not just be about position, although position may be part of it. The offer will be about identity. It will be about God confirming to you, in a way that is unmistakable, that the years of obscurity were not wasted, and that the years of preparation were not forgotten. When this offer lands, you will know. Not because it will be flashy, not because it will be loud. You will know because it will feel like a key finally turning in a lock that has been waiting for you since the day you were born. Now there is something I have to ask you to be careful about, and I say this with love. In the window before the offer arrives, the enemy will try to distract you. He will try to convince you that you are not ready. He will try to remind you of your past failures. He will try to plant doubt in the voice of a friend who does not understand the assignment you carry. He will try to make you feel that you are unqualified. None of that is true. If God is bringing the offer, He has already deposited the ability inside you for you to handle the offer. You do not need to audition again. You do not need to prove yourself one more time. You have already been approved in the unseen court of heaven, and the powerful person who is about to approach you is simply the earthly messenger of a heavenly decision that was already made before you ever watched this video. Type 11111 to affirm this message and to seal this moment in your spirit. There is a reason you are hearing this today, not yesterday, not next week. Today, because today your spirit is soft enough to receive it, and your mind is quiet enough to believe it. Tomorrow the noise will come back. Tomorrow the doubts will return. But if you carry this message with you into tomorrow, it will burn through the noise like fire through dry grass. This is why I am asking you to do something small but powerful. Save this video. Bookmark it, come back to it the day the offer appears. Because when it does, you will need the reminder that you were warned in advance, and that the warning was confirmation, not speculation. Let me tell you what this season is doing inside you right now. It is closing the chapter of unseen faithfulness and beginning the chapter of visible reward. For years, you have been planting seeds in private. You have been praying prayers that no one heard. You have been making choices that no one clapped for. You have been serving in rooms where no one thanked you. You have been building skills that no one has yet recognized. You have been the one who held the family together when everyone else was falling apart. You have been the one who prayed first and cried last. And now the gardener is about to walk into the field and show you the harvest. Not because you asked for it in this moment, because the season finally turned. Nothing about your life has been accidental. not the parent you were given, not the absence of the parent you needed, not the city you grew up in, not the heartbreak that nearly ended you, not the illness, not the debt, not the season of waiting. Every thread of your story was stitched together for this exact chapter, and the powerful person who is about to make you an offer is the final thread being woven into the fabric that heaven has been tailoring for your name since before you were born. Think about that. Before you existed, the pattern of your life was already being cut. Before you made your first mistake, the redemption was already drafted. Before you ever felt alone, the community you are about to walk into was already being prepared. You are walking into something that was built specifically for you to step into, and when you say yes, your feet will feel something you have never felt in any previous season. They will feel the solid ground of purpose. Like this video if you feel this confirmation, because your like is a vote for the version of you that heaven is about to reveal. I want to slow down here and speak tenderly to the part of you that is still afraid. Yes, you. The one reading these words with a knot in your stomach. The one whose trust was broken so many times that believing anything good feels like a setup. The one who has whispered, "I am tired of hoping for something that never comes." I see you. Heaven sees you. And this tender moment right now, in the middle of this message, is the moment where God is gently asking you to put your hope back in His hands. Not because hope has not hurt you before, because hope is about to produce something that will make every past hurt feel like setup for the right now. The powerful person who is about to make you an offer is not a stranger in the way you think. In many cases, it will be someone who already knows your name. Someone who has been quietly admiring your character from a distance. Someone who has been waiting for the right moment to step forward. Someone who, when you meet them, will say something that will feel familiar to your spirit, almost as if you have heard it before. That is because you have. You heard it in your dreams. You heard it in late-night meditations. You heard it in the still small voice. The offer is the external confirmation of internal whisperings you have been receiving for months, maybe years. Type 222 if you are ready for breakthrough, because the door is about to creak open, and you are going to walk through it with fire. Now I need to address something important. Not everyone who watches this video is positioned for this offer. That is the hard truth. Some of you are watching this, and it is burning in your chest because you are the one. Some of you are watching this and it is interesting. And you will scroll away, and that is fine. The message is not for everyone. The message is for the chosen one, the one who feels it, the one who nods, the one who tears up at paragraphs they cannot explain, the who stays until the last second because their spirit refuses to leave. If you are still reading, it is because you are the one. Take that seriously. Treat this moment like a divine appointment, because it is. And to the one watching who has been abused by religion, who has been hurt by people who used God's name to control them, who has been pushed away by churches and rejected by spiritual leaders, listen to me. God never left you. The people who represented Him failed you, but God never did. He has been standing beside you in every lonely hallway. He has been whispering your name when no one else would. He has been protecting your destiny from people who did not understand its sacredness. And now, in this season, He is sending someone who will not just see you, but will stand beside you and offer you something that will feel like a hug from heaven. Lean into that. Do not let the past prejudice your present. The offer is too important to let old wounds talk you out of a new season. You were never ordinary. Not one day, not 1 hour, not one breath. You were knit together with a specific assignment inside you, and the enemy has been trying to convince you that the assignment was a mistake. It was not. It is the very thing that qualifies you for what is about to arrive. Your sensitivity that people called weakness, your depth that people called too much, your faith that people called foolish, your hunger that people called obsession. All of that is the very profile of someone heaven handpicks for large assignments. Chosen ones have always been misunderstood. That is part of the training ground. If you were understood by everyone, you would not be carrying what you are carrying. This is your confirmation, chosen one. The powerful person is closer than you think. The offer is forming faster than you imagine. The window is already opening, and when it opens, I want you to remember 3 things. First, do not negotiate your own value out of fear. Receive the offer with the calm of someone who has been waiting on God and trusts His timing. Second, do not share the offer with people who cannot carry its weight. Some news is too sacred to spread quickly. Guard it until the right moment. Third, do not delay your answer. When the offer is right, you will feel peace, not panic. Say yes to the peace. Type Amen if you commit to receiving this offer with faith. Even in your hardest moments, God has been weaving something too beautiful for you to see clearly from where you sit. Even when the hospital bed felt like the end. Even when the job loss felt like failure. Even when the betrayal felt like ruin. Even when your own mind told you that you would never recover. God was weaving, and the pattern He was weaving was a redemption so precise that the only explanation will be divine. When the offer arrives, you will look back at every chapter of pain and see it as a sentence in a paragraph that you could not have written any better. And in that moment, the tears you cry will not be sad tears. They will be the tears of someone who finally understands that God was never late, only intentional. I am going to tell you something now that I do not say casually. There are watchers assigned over your life, not in a superstitious way, in a real, scriptural, unseen courtroom way. Angels who were dispatched at the moment of your birth with a single mandate. They are not watching you the way your human friends watch you. They are watching to ensure that when the powerful person arrives, nothing demonic delays the meeting. Nothing toxic interrupts the moment. Nothing from your past resurfaces to try to disqualify you. Your destiny is being guarded, and the offer is being escorted, and the timeline is being protected by hands you cannot see. This means that what is about to happen is not fragile. It is not going to fall apart because of one bad mood or one wrong decision. The unseen infrastructure holding this moment together is too strong. You are going to walk into it, you are going to recognize it, and you are going to be carried through it. Even if your hands shake, your spirit will not. Even if your mind panics, your assignment will not abandon you. Even if someone tries to talk you out of it, the gravity of the calling will pull you forward like a tide the moon controls. Comment 777 if you feel the gravity of this moment pulling at your spirit. There is a reason you are hearing this today. I will say it one more time, because it is that important. The exact message you needed arrived at the exact moment your spirit was ready to receive it. Had you heard it a year ago, you would not have been positioned. Had you heard it next year, the timing of the offer would have missed you. Now, today, the lock and the key exist in the same room for the first time. That is divine choreography. That is the kind of timing that makes atheists question their logic and makes believers fall to their knees. You were never ordinary. The proof is your reaction to this video. Ordinary people scroll past spiritual messages. Chosen ones stop. Chosen ones pay attention. Chosen ones feel the weight of every sentence. Chosen ones cry at things they cannot explain. Chosen ones know, in some quiet place they cannot put into words, that they are being spoken to. That is you. That is your fingerprint on this moment. No one can take that from you. No demon, no delay, no doubt can erase the fact that God just used this recording to confirm something. He has been building inside you for years. So what do you do with this? How do you carry it forward? Here is what I want you to do. I want you to take a breath, a real one, the kind that fills your lungs and reminds your body that you are still here. I want you to whisper, I am ready, not because everything makes sense, not because the calendar looks good, not because the math is balanced. I want you to say, I am ready, because God said you are, and that is enough. And then I want you to do something that looks small, but carries enormous weight. I want you to share this video with one person who has been lonely, one person who has been waiting, one person who has been tired, not because you need an algorithm, because your obedience becomes the channel through which someone else receives their confirmation. And when you share it, you will feel something shift in your chest, a lightness, an anointing, a reminder that you are part of a much larger story than your own. Type yes in the comments if you are committing to share this with someone. I want to speak to the one who has been isolated, the one who has been invisible, the one who has been praying in the bathroom while everyone else in the house is sleeping, the one whose good deeds were never tracked on any spreadsheet, the one who has felt like they were living their life behind a screen, watching everyone else be celebrated. I want to tell you that the season of invisibility is the most expensive season in heaven's economy, and it pays the highest dividends in the next chapter. You were never forgotten. You were investing in a season that is about to compound. The powerful person who is about to arrive is coming with a scale of influence and resource that makes everything you endured invisible to everyone except to you. And they are not arriving to give you pity. They are arriving to give you a platform. They are arriving to give you a seat at a table you have never been allowed to sit at. They are arriving to introduce you to yourself again, but this time with your full assignment in hand. This is your confirmation, chosen one. The door is about to open. The window is about to crack. The offer is about to be made. Heaven is about to say, well done, thou good and faithful one, in a language your circumstances can finally understand. You are about to hold in your hands the very thing you have been praying for. And the strange thing is, when it arrives, you are going to be calmer than anyone expected, because chosen ones do not panic in miracles. Chosen ones weep in them. Type amen if this caused a real shift in your chest. Listen carefully. This is not random. Your presence in this video at this moment in your life, is part of a chain of events that started before time existed in your personal calendar. There is no scrolling accident here. There is no algorithm mistake. There is a spiritual appointment happening in this exact moment. And the fact that you stayed this long means you are responding to it with the urgency heaven intended. Do not underestimate what just happened inside you as you read these words. Something was activated, something was confirmed, something was sealed, and in the days ahead, you will look back at this recording as the line where your story bent toward its divine destination. I want to be clear about one more thing. The powerful person who is about to make you an offer will not always look powerful on the surface. Sometimes the most powerful person heaven sends arrives quietly, almost too quietly for you to notice. They may be older than you. They may be younger than you. They may have a small beginning. They may carry scars that look just like yours. They may speak softly but carry the weight of an entire institution. The point is, do not judge the offer by the packaging. Judge the offer by the peace. If peace arrives with the offer, it is from God. If panic arrives with the offer, it is a distraction. Hold that filter in your spirit as the days approach. It will save you from missing what you were born to receive. To type 111 to confirm that you will judge the offer by peace, not by appearance. This is your confirmation. The reason you feel an unexplained emotional pull right now is because something inside your spirit is recognizing something it has been waiting to meet. The lonely nights were not wasted. The unanswered prayers were not ignored. The contradictions were not contradictions. They were delay, and delay is not denial. Delay is precision. God was preparing both sides of this moment simultaneously, and the moment the two sides align, no human force can stop what happens next. You are about to enter a season where everyone around you is going to feel the shift. You will not have to explain it. They will simply notice. They will notice that you carry yourself differently. They will notice that your words carry unusual weight. They will notice that opportunists no longer move as freely around you because the atmosphere around you has changed. The protection that has been invisible for years is about to become visible in your behavior, in your discernment, in your decisions, in your calm. You will become a sign to others that God still rewards faithfulness. Type 777 to seal this season of recognition in your spirit. Even in your hardest moments, even in the season when you felt invisible, even in the season when grief felt permanent, even in the season when loneliness had a name, God was lining up the powerful person to make you this offer. He was teaching you how to carry weight before he gave you more weight to carry. He was teaching you how to sit in silence before he gave you a platform where silence would be valuable. He was teaching you how to wait on his timing before he gave you a kingdom-sized moment that required a patient soul to steward it. Nothing about your life has been accidental. The diagnosis was not accidental. The rejection was not accidental. The long wait was not accidental. The strange redirection you felt 3 months ago was not accidental. Everything was bent toward this offer. Everything was meant to prepare your spirit to recognize the moment when God finally moved. And the moment is closer than you have allowed yourself to believe. I want you to say this out loud where you are. Not in your head, out loud. Say, I am ready to receive what God has prepared for me. Say it with conviction. Say it with trembling. Say it with tears if you have to. But say it, because the moment your mouth releases those words, something in the unseen world shifts. Angels take notice. Demons release their grip. Time loops align. And the powerful person who was almost ready to step forward gets the final go-ahead to step forward with their offer in hand. Type "yes" in the comments if you just said it out loud. There is a reason you are hearing this today. The offer is not years away. The offer is not decades away. The offer is here, knocking. And when you say yes, the knocking becomes a presence. When you say yes, the presence becomes a partnership. When you say yes, the partnership becomes a platform. When you say yes, the platform becomes a pulpit. When you say yes, the pulpit becomes a movement. The trajectory of your life is about to bend in a direction you have been unable to project on your own. Because that is what happens when God steps in. He does not just hand you the next thing. He gives you the next season. And a single season can contain a decade of supernatural acceleration. This is your confirmation. Chosen one. The powerful person is making the offer. Heaven is watching. Angels are standing by. Your past is being repurposed. Your pain is being redeemed. Your waiting is being rewarded. And the version of you that the world is about to meet is the version that was forged in the fire of all those hard seasons that no one else saw. You were never ordinary. You carry the fingerprint of God. You carry an assignment that cannot be erased by human opinion. You carry a frequency that heaven recognizes and that hell cannot replicate. And the powerful person who is about to approach you is being drawn to that frequency. They may not even understand why they are drawn to you, but they are. And when they make the offer, you will feel it in your bones that this was planned by hands far larger than theirs. Type 777 if you believe this. Say it boldly. Hold this screen. Let this be your moment. Even in your hardest moments. Even when your faith was paper thin. Even when your prayers were half whispers. Even when your hope felt like a costume you were pretending to wear, God heard everyone. Not one prayer was dropped. Not one tear was wasted. Not one act of unseen faithfulness went unrewarded. And the offer that is about to arrive is the compound interest on every unglamorous moment of obedience you lived through. You cashed in late. But you are about to cash in big. There is a reason you are hearing this today. Because today is the day your spirit needed to be told that the waiting was not punishment. Today is the day your mind needed to be told that the silence was not absence. Today is the day your heart needed to be told that the delay was not denial. Today is the day your body needed to be told to relax, because the powerful person is almost here, and the offer they carry is the answer to every prayer that your vocal cords were too tired to send up. This is your confirmation. Lift your shoulders, soften your jaw, wipe your tears, square your face. A powerful person is about to make you an offer, and when they do, you will not look surprised. You will look ready, because you were warned in advance, because something in your spirit has been rehearsing this moment for months, because you did not stumble onto this video. You were led here to be reminded, like a soldier being reminded of the mission before the assignment begins. The mission is now active. The powerful person is moving. The offer is being drafted. The universe is rearranging. The invisible courtroom has approved the transaction. And when the ink is finally placed on the agreement, your name will not feel like a stranger to it. Your name will feel like the only name that ever belonged on it, because it was carved into that offer from the foundation of the world. You were never ordinary. You are chosen. You are expected. You are ready. Brace yourself, chosen one. The offer is here.